Everybody's having convos over COVID. Welcome to another episode of Convos over COVID. I have a special guest today. I reached out to everyone in the DC comedy scene. They all said, Anna Huntley, you have to talk to her, only her. Other people offered, and then she was very firm that they do not speak for the DC comedy community. You've made it very clear that you are the beacon of this community, and you speak almost, you said Messiah. I wouldn't say Messiah. I would say that you've made it very clear that I think the exact, let me check the email again, you run this shit, and those bitches better recognize. Is this correct? This is how you feel?
That is what I recollect. I do think I wrote those exact words. So thank you. Thank you for giving the intro that I asked for.
Anna, thank you for being on the show. For the viewer, she adamantly said, I think you even said, like, there's other people you should be talking to.
That's true.
Please interview other people. I don't want it to come off like I am in charge. Wild things that no one would suspect. But you're just such a sweet person in the corner being like, if you want to talk. I will be spending this interview drinking my homemade lemonade. I made that today.
I am spending this interview drinking Viognier from a mug.
Saw the mug.
Because it's convos over COVID, and so I just wanted like a cup of something, you know?
A cup of something.
It goes with the theme.
But I like that there's probably, we only get like 40 views, but I like that there's probably a lot of people watching this right now who are like, get it, bitch? Yeah, no, exactly. A lot of us are drinking from mugs right now. Well, welcome to the program. This is hopefully a short-lived series that I decided to do because I wanted to talk with people that I like and who are all over the world and hear how their lockdown is going. And so when I was thinking, I was just in DC and got to do some shows with you. So it was nice to thank you for being able to talk again and seeing how things are going in DC. Can you tell the folks exactly where you are in DC?
So I'm in the Capitol Hill neighborhood. I think that's meaningless to most folks, but it's like a mile from the Capitol, that white building that looks like a wedding cake. You've seen it on the news probably.
Yeah, I always liked being in DC because it feels like where everything happens. I know you guys are very used to it, but it is like very much like this is where like laws happen.
It is, but the weird thing is that when I moved up here, I was like, oh, I'm going to be in the middle of all of it. And then I'll turn on the news. Well, who am I kidding? I don't turn on the news.
I like that when you were clearly a theater major, you're like, I'm going to be in all of it.
I did take some acting classes. They were like, anyway, we won't go there. I feel just as removed from it as I did when I was in South Carolina. Even though it's physically it's like a mile down the road, but it still has as little to do with me now as it did then.
And what it weirdly kind of feels like also is because everyone's reaching out to me right now because unfortunately in New York we had 609 deaths today. We had our highest number of deaths, and so people are seeing that in the news and they're like, oh my God, you're there.
Are you dead?
Yeah, it's probably similar like when a bill passes on Capitol Hill, you're like, how do you feel? You're like, I don't know, I'm making dinner right now. You know what I mean?
Right. It's very similar.
It's probably pretty similar.
So now I know how you feel about all the dead people. You're like, I don't care. I'm just making my lemonade. Yep. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm taking lemons and I'm making lemonade. This is an analogy as well as a delicious beverage.
Wow. Look at you.
But yes, so thank you for being on the program. I'm going to ask you some questions about also side note, I do like commercials through the thing. So if you ever like fuck up an answer or you're like, great, can I do that again or whatever, we can absolutely do that.
Is that what that is? Because I'm a long time fan of this series.
You don't have to lie, but that's very sweet of you.
This first commercial is brought to you by commercials. Pretty meta, huh?
I was talking with my sister who's in Italy right now.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah, she can't run. It is illegal to run. But what's been hilarious about this is, we're looking to our officials and our leaders right now, who I know many are watching right now. They're big fans of Convos Over COVID.
I know.
Governors and mayors, they really look to us as a beacon. You, the Messiah of DC, and me, just the
interviewer.
Yeah,
right.
Especially for this crisis.
Yeah.
So,
they're in good hands.
But there's been a lockdown in Italy to flatten the curve. Something we should do here in the States, I think. But if you run in the cities of Italy, you can be arrested. You have to, if you go out, you have to be like, I'm getting groceries. I have a medical emergency, and that's kind of really it.
I mean, can you run to get your groceries up? Like, what if you were just very hungry and you're like, I must get groceries?
I think that's fine, but you would have to have the bags. You'd have to. They might follow you and be like, "Okay, is this your grocery store?" And then you have to do all that. Anyway, so just go for a light jog right now is not
right. Okay, yeah.
So here is. So we look to our officials. I'm going to share my screen with you. Can you see everything?
Oh my God! Look at that. Look at how much you are sharing with me right now.
This is the screen.
I see.
So these are Italian mayors just yelling at their
this is so exciting.
At their people for being idiots and being out. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Can you hear it okay?
It is very specific.
This is a mayor.
Da casa non deve uscire nessuno, a Messina non esce nessuno perché c'è un'ordinanza e quindi guai chi esce da casa. Dove andate con questi cani che stare a casa? Non avete capito che la gente muore? Volete fare ammalare tutti?
Okay, that part's less funny.
Dei cretini, degli emeriti cretini.
C'è una stagione nella quale noi avremo centinaia
I
di
wish our
ragazzi
officials
che
would talk to the
si
dumb
laureano.
jackasses who are
Mi
holding us
arrivano
back the
notizie
way
che
these people
qualcuno
are.
vorrebbe preparare la festa di laurea.
This is a little calmer. Oh, the armed
Look
police.
at this.
Oh, the
armed police
flamethrowers.
flamethrowers.
Non ti preoccupare,
Look at this guy.
Che cazzo mi scrive a me? State andando a casa che non succede niente. Ste cazzo di parrucchiere che vanno in casa a aggiustare i capelli e fe. A che cazzo servono? Chi cazzo da dove per sti capelli aggiustati in dove capi? Perché se uno viene in casa tua, ed è venuto in casa mia, è venuto in casa di un'altra a fare i capelli a un'altra, ma lei capite che dovete portare o posto da LAC?
Instead of your hairspray, I've seen this one.
Ho incontrato un nostro concittadino.
He said, he goes, you're having people come do your hair, you're getting your hair done, you're going to need it when you're at your funeral.
That's a good one. I like it.
L'ho fermato e gli ho detto, guarda che questo...
You are not Will Smith.
You're not Will Smith. Listen, bud, if you were an A-list celebrity...
Come andrà tutto bene se continuiamo ogni giorno ad uscire per fare la spesa? Quanto la spesa si dovrebbe fare una volta ogni 10 giorni.
He looks like me right now without glasses.
Se ogni giorno tantissime persone escono per andare a comprare le sigarette. Come andrà tutto bene se la gente va e viene dal benzinaio? Ma questa benzina cosa serve se dovete rimanere a casa?
That's true.
And then this mayor is literally just walking the streets, shooing people away. People are dying. Do you understand? You make me ill.
From heartache.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Italy. Come for the food, stay for the culture, but don't go outside because of the mayors.
It's getting naked in front of your partner. Guys and girls are doing it. I'm going to share the screen in 1 second.
Okay, well, as long as it's both genders.
I think it's just you're just taping your partner's reaction to the fact that you're just naked. Okay, can you see everything?
I see a billboard.
All right, I have to skip over this because this ad. Actually, we'll just leave the ad in and see if they want to send me money.
Whoa.
I'm James, and me.
Actually, it's not even. Yeah, it's not even worth.
Your face.
It's not even worth it.
What is this?
All right, ready?
I'm in a towel. I saw this new trend. Walk in front of your man. He's playing video games.
Oh, he's playing video games.
Oh, she's naked.
She's naked.
So he's not naked. Oh.
So he's playing video.
Oh, this is cute. This is like, this is not what I was led to believe.
Yeah, this is what it is.
I thought.
Oh, he fell.
Is the cat gonna fall too? What's happening? No.
I love all of these reactions.
I thought this was so different. I thought this was like you have to surprise your naked partner, like in the shower, and you're like, "Ah, you're on camera
No.
naked." Oh my God, that's why.
Yeah. Look at he's got gloves on. What the fuck are you doing with gloves on inside on your own phone?
Doing?
I know where this started from. I've been playing a lot of video games, and this is women realizing how much gaming their partner, their man can do. And it's kind of like, what will it take for you to stop doing what you're doing? Oh, he's still playing the game. Look at this guy. He's going, I see your nakedness, and I raise you. Can we do this while I'm still playing?
That is like next level multitasking right there. Wow.
I like how fascinated. This is amazing.
The game is still more important.
Oh, he had to save. I've been there.
Walk out naked. What is?
Let's go.
What? Freaking heavy, bro. You're so annoying, man.
All right, no, leave this man.
Babe.
We need to talk about this. Like, I mean, I have a.
What is he checking? What is he doing?
He's turning his headphones off.
Is that anything that is like needs to be done? Oh, he still loves her boobs. Well, okay. Glad that.
Yeah, because you
It's
know us
still
men, after a
going.
while, we just don't like boobs anymore.
Hi, darling.
Love that her eyes are just right there. It's so perfect.
She goes, thank you. Amazing.
I'm not going anywhere, babe.
Is it cold?
Oh! Is it cold? Oh, the fact.
I love it. I like he's like,
If we're really gonna go, we're actually gonna
Yep.
go about it. I think it's gonna be best.
Oh, wait, he did it to his brother. Oh, no, don't do that. He's on Zoom. They can see him.
What's up?
Oh, my God.
okay, no, so that
Everyone,
is
that's
way
the
better.
naked challenge.
Oh my God, that is not. I'm so glad it's that and not what I thought before. That was so disturbing to me.
You thought it was more of like finding your partner where they're naked and
right, like
something.
like a guy was jumping in and being like, "Hey, babe," and like while she was in the shower,
No.
and I was like, "Yeah, that's assault. Like that's a problem. Like don't do that to your partners. That's not
Don't
cute."
do that.
We'd like to take this time and thank our sponsor, TikTok. TikTok. It's all we really have right now.
Why aren't religious people why are the religious people the hardest people to sell on that this is a big deal, COVID?
Oh wow, what an interesting philosophical.
Because honestly, if anyone
started for,
if there was
for this.
anyone who understands plagues, right?
Right. Oh, man, and this would also go right into like I mean, like in the 19th century you had and in the, or was it, I think the 18th century, I mean, especially in the US, well, the US is a young country, and would you like me to geek out for a moment? But there have been these various millenarian sects where people do think the world is ending. And so it seems like the time is right for one of those, but no, the people who are very religious.
There's the bit. It's 100% yours.
What?
Yeah, is why is it when nothing's happening, these groups think the world is ending, but when things get really bad, they're like, no, we're good. We don't see anything. We're gonna go outside and make it worse because we don't think that this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
something like
too
that.
funny.
I like that you think it's funny. I'm like, let me impart some learning on you,
That's
Mr. Jupiter eye spot lampshade.
But meanwhile, when they're like, well, it's kind of what they'll be like, I remember a couple years ago, they're like, it's marking up with what the Aztecs.
Oh, right, 2012, shit. But that was a little different. That wasn't the super Christian people who were like, 2012, the Aztecs said, because that's the wrong God.
Listen, you don't have to put your wrong God. Yikes.
What?
You're telling them that their God is wrong? How dare you? I remember when that happened, my joke was, it might not be the end of the world. It might just have been the guy who was chipping the dates for the future was like, hey, can I stop at this point?
That's a good joke. And Nick was like, it only worked for 2012.
2012.
That is so long ago. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad.
This segment's brought to you by the Aztecs, the original people to be gentrified. Aztecs.
And I don't think there's anything. Is there anything that I forgot?
Nope.
Like I'm actually.
This. One thing I did start. It's not recording, right? Or is it recording?
It is recording.
Okay.
You want to tell me after?
Well, I don't know. This is. We can cut this, but
Wait. Why is your internet unstable when you're about to tell the juiciest thing? All right, say it. If it's a
porn for like the first time.
Here's the thing. So it cut out on my end, and all I heard was porn for the first time. This is fantastic. We should share the screen right now. What did you watch? I'll load it in. Oh God, people say I'm a prude. All right. So it's so funny that you're frozen. Okay, so you watched porn for the first time during the lockdown. We don't have to keep this, but we're going to explore it. And if you do want to keep it and talk about it, we can keep it. So you got porn for the first time.
I watched it for the first time.
What do you think?
It's kind of boring. It was anticlimactic.
Yeah. May I ask the preferences? Maybe that's what did it.
I honestly think it's like, I don't know if you know this. It's just people having sex, which I realize is what porn is.
You trying to explain that it is exactly what it. Like, I don't know if you know this about soccer matches. It's just people playing soccer. Did you know that? I don't know if you know this about those sex videos. It's just people having sex. Is this why your Wi-Fi? Is this why your Wi-Fi's bad now? Because your computer's like, whoa. We don't usually do this.
No, I definitely turned my Wi-Fi off because I don't know. I don't want Marvin knowing. You know?
Oh, what do you know?
I don't know. It's his Wi-Fi. It's my landlord's Wi-Fi, so just in case.
He's like, ooh, she
likes
teachers. Okay.
DuckGo, and then
okay, so watch for the first time.
But it was like, yeah. And I've been thinking a lot about this. Like, why is this not something I'm like into? It's just people having sex, and that's not sexy. But I think I honestly this is legit. It's not a joke. I think it's like there's a narrative structure to things, right? Like you have a plot structure, and the climax does not come at the end.
True.
So like the plot structure of porn is shit, you know, like that.
Oh yeah.
So it's boring.
No one's ever written a porn and been like, this should be a movie.
Well, I guess they. Are you joking? Because that's what. Okay.
Well, no, they take movies and then turn them into porns, but no one's ever written a
You know
script
what?
for a
Oh shit!
porn.
Maybe that is what I need to do. I need to watch the porns based on movies.
Yeah.
So my connection is unstable again.
So you can connect to it. This is the best interview we've ever done. Watch for the first time. Well, I felt bad. I felt bad because I identified with this somewhere out in the world because I'm raised Methodist and then we became Catholic, but both of those institutions are pretty anti self-love, if you will.
Okay.
And I feel bad because I know
self-love. Wait. Oh, anti-self-love.
They're anti-self-love, like
anti-self-love. Okay, I was like, they're very self-love. Oh, that's very nice.
As a developing human, needs come up, and those needs are sometimes met. But apparently, in the eyes of unmarried old men, that's
wait. What were you doing?
That's not what God wants.
What unmarried old men were you like hanging around with?
No, like priests, and that's what I'm saying. Like they will tell.
You were hanging out with those unmarried old men. Okay.
I was hanging out with the priests. No, but I came from a world where it was very talked down porn and all those types of things, and but I know that there's a poor kid out there who's had the same upbringing, who just was like, I can't handle it anymore, did it for the first time, was like, what will be the ramifications? And then COVID happened. And he's like, oh my God, I did this. So for me, and this is fucked up, alert of don't take liquid in right now. For me, and my first, it was 9/11 happened. And for a while I carried that. I was like, because of me, oh my God. You shared a lot. I felt like I should share as well.
Thank you so much for sharing. I was like, I'm sure there's a joke there with like towers falling, but I don't think there's not one.
Oh God. I thought it was fucked up that I even brought it up. And you were like, and then the boner tower fell. Jesus Christ, woman.
That doesn't even mean right.
On this computer. Hello, we are taking a quick commercial break to go to one of our new sponsors. Anna has more on that. Anna, you've been drinking all day, all night, but there's a lockdown. How were you able to do that?
I am so glad you asked. Oh my God, if you're in the DC or the DMV area, you can ask this guy. He has a porn stash. It's epic. There we go. Hi. It's John Yeager. He will deliver wine to your doorstep, and I'm drinking a nice Viognier.
It's Yeager, brought to you by Yeager, but he also does bring other things
like comedy. He also brings comedy, and I think that's all he's got, really. Wine and comedy. That's it.
Wine and comedy. So if you're in the DMV, area, John Yeager, this man right here, can bring you booze. If he comes to your house, please don't panic. We get why you would, but
he comes bearing gifts. He
comes bearing gifts. Well, that's all from the Yeager, brought to you by Yeager commercial break in the show.
Sniffing so much
because you have COVID.
I'm just gonna drink
We're gonna end this episode. We're gonna end this episode.
I'm gonna pour more wine. It's great.
Anna, thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to put all the links to all your stuff below. If you're a fan of Anna and she's
my porn face, please be a fan of my porn face.
And her porn face. That's the name of her Instagram. And thank you so much for being on the show. Don't spit out your wine. And we'll definitely we'll check back in with you soon and see how things are going in DC.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank my guest once again, Anna Huntley, for being on the show. You can find her on Instagram, Twitter, and all those fun things. That's Anna Huntley. And thank you so much for watching another episode of Convos Over COVID. We will be back with more episodes very, very soon. Be safe, and remember, this will not be forever. It just feels that way.